Okay, let's do it. New episode of Look and Live coming to you right now. So everybody, welcome back to Look and Live. This is your host, Justin Irvin. Thanking you for coming here again. Thanking you for being a part of this journey. And hey, let's have some fun along the way. So remember, just keep making. Now, let's launch into this episode forthwith. So as you may recall, we've been talking about the 5 W's. Is it W or W? Which one do you prefer? Are we really taught to enunciate the W in W, or is it just W? Oh, I'm getting slap happy. Now, in our last videos, you may recall, we were talking about the why of your film. Why you're the one that needs to make it, why this film needs to be made in the first place. And it's a fair question, because each filmmaker is ostensibly asking something of their audience, like, watch my film. It's a big ask. If those questions are answered clearly enough in your mind, then by all means, proceed. Now, what we have to do now is examine the who of your film. Who is your film about? This person is sometimes called the hero, the protagonist, the subject of your film. Either way, this implies that there is a specific person or persons that your film will be speaking to, speaking about, or chronicling in some way. Is this person an historical figure? Is this person a contemporary figure? Is it an ensemble? Is there more than one? Is this person likable? Is this person unlikable? Because it's also sometimes very interesting to have, let's say, unsavory characters as your protagonists.
Say my name.
Is this person engaging, enraging, infuriating, inspiring, revolting, refreshing? Who knows? But either way, this is somebody that your audience should not be able to take their eyes off of. They should hopefully ultimately be glued and so invested in this person's story that they stay with it and stick with your film from beginning to end, riveted by the story you tell about this person in question. Bottom line, will the viewer be able to follow the trajectory of your character and their story throughout the arc of the film from beginning to end? Now, when I think of characters that have stuck in my mind hours after I've watched the film, a number of folks come to mind. First on the list is a woman named Sybil Fox Richardson from a documentary called Time.
Judge's office.
Fox Richardson is a magnetic personality, sympathetic and inspiring, who in the film is looking to complete a quest to see her husband released from a 60-year prison sentence. This film is all at once heartbreaking, inspiring, compelling, and intensely interesting to watch. As we watch this film through Fox's eyes, we as the viewer are taken on an empathetic, lived experience of Fox's and put ourselves in her shoes. Fox is the avatar, the conduit that would speak to many people's experiences of wanting to see their loved one come home. This film puts us in the emotional space of what it must be like to see a loved one, a family member, in this case your spouse, locked away for what would be the rest of their life at 60 years imprisonment. Now this film, Time, happens to have all 5 of the documentary W's associated with it. Who, what, where, when, and why. But this one in particular is absolutely carried by the who.
It's very difficult to keep the line between the past and the present.
A classic film that is carried quite heavily, and I dare say exclusively by its characters, is one by the Maysles brothers called Grey Gardens. This mother-daughter duo are relatives of Jackie O, aka Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis. And they have a home falling apart down to the studs, dilapidated in the Hamptons, a place you don't often associate with fixer-uppers. Nevertheless, this duo is living in this wasteland amidst having a famous family name in a very expensive zip code. And they define the term kooky.
Relatives didn't know that they were dealing with a staunch character.
Their relationship to one another is the driving force of this film, which finds itself breaking the fourth wall multiple times and involving the filmmakers within the storytelling process.
Mrs. Beale wasn't taken care of sexually.
Which is a really fun trick if you can pull it off organically. It doesn't seem gimmicky. And the Maysles brothers carry off this feat expertly, participating in the characters', let's just say, weirdness. This film is a classic and one I recommend highly. But now let's talk about your film. who is the character that you're going to show? And when I say show, I mean that literally. You're going to showcase their lives. This character is an avatar, a conduit through which the audience will experience the intricacies, the plot, the story of this particular film. But what's equally important as to who they are is how you present them. You still have a responsibility to present them in a fair and just light, even if they are disagreeable or distasteful. And hopefully you're picking somebody interesting, complicated, nuanced, subtle, that can not just represent one polar opposite to the other, not the black or the white, but the gray scale of humanity. Because it's in that gray scale that we find the experiences that we relate to. And that's where humanity lies, in that in-between. So if you've made it this far, please drop grayscale in the comments. Please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. It'll help me out a lot, and it'll also keep you aware of when we drop new material here on Look and Live. By the way, why don't you click here or click here for another example of a W in this 5W series of how to make a documentary film. So thank you for sticking with me this far. This is Justin Irvin. I appreciate you guys very much. Till next time, just keep making. Look and Live, y'all.